Hello there guys, Bilbo10000 here, bringing you a leak update video, specifically for the Gothitelle and Richter leak that I covered 10 days ago on the channel. If you want to check out the original leak in the video for context, click the card in the top right corner. The TLDR version of this leak is that a CEO employee data mined a Smash demo and discovered the names of characters within the leak, including Richter, Gardevoir, Gothitelle, King K. Rool, and a mysterious Mario 2. This leak got around on the YouTube space, and after I expressed my disbelief for the leak in my last video on the topic, I got a bit of flack for my opinion. So naturally my goal is to completely debunk this leak, and thanks to a helpful Reddit user called CrashAndCortex, it seems that I'm going to do just that. Debunk and prove that this leak is false. Firstly, let's read over the original leak quickly, just to ensure that we're all on the same page. Hi, I was working at CEO this year and I managed to get a copy for the demo build used for the tournaments. There were a few interesting things in the code for the character select. The Simon Belmont leaker had the Castlevania IP right, but not the character. At Ahita, Richter Belmont's Japanese name was among those listed. Cernite, Gardevoir's Japanese name, was among them. Interestingly, Lucina, Dark Pit, and Daisy are all listed with their Echo counterparts. Gothitelle was underneath her. I presume then that Gothitelle is going to be an echo of Gardevoir. Mario 2 was listed as a separate character. I have no idea what this means, but if I had to guess, either Paper Mario or Mario 64 Mario. Kururu, King K. Rool, and Daku S, Dark Samus, it was underneath regular Samus, were both listed unsurprisingly. Obviously, it's a demo build, so there may be more characters who haven't been added to the select screen code yet. Before going into CrashAndCortex's Reddit post, I just want to address a few points from the comments on the last video of this leak. 1. In the last video, I stated that Gothitelle would be a half-assed addition to the roster, and that Sakurai would have higher standards than that in terms of representing Generation 5. People did rightfully point out, however, that the Generation 2 rep is Pichu, who was a clone of Pikachu in his original debut. I will concede that point, I was wrong there. However, I will point out that Pichu was highly popular as the baby form of Pikachu, whereas Gothitelle's only saving grace is that she's on the main Pokemon team of one of the Unova Elite Four, which isn't all that special in the long run. 2. In the last video, I brought up how Richter being in the code, but without Simon, whom he was echoing, should be hard evidence to debunk this leak. I still stand by my opinions on that front, as the leak shows all the other characters with their Echo fighters, including Gardevoir and Gothitelle, so Simon should be there. People have brought up the opinion that Simon could really be Richter's Echo because Sakurai stated in the direct. Besides, the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate version of Simon can perform moves derived from Richter in his original games, so it's hard to say who's really echoing who. In my humble opinion, Sakurai's statement is simply a nod to Castlevania fans who would recognize that Simon's moveset isn't entirely based on only his appearances. Sakurai's goal is to showcase the entire Castlevania franchise, and of Simon's appearances, he didn't have a full moveset, so borrowing a few moves from other characters in the franchise was the obvious choice. Unless Sakurai specifically states that Richter was developed first, then it's nothing more than a fan theory and needs to be treated as such. Now with those points out of the way, it is time to debunk this leak and send it to the graveyard. A Reddit user by the name of CrashAndCortex, whom has data mined Smash Bros. Brawl and Smash 4 in the past, posted this on Reddit. It's fake. I've data mined multiple Smash Bros. Games, and the file naming alone is completely inconsistent with how they've been handled since Brawl. And given how much of Ultimate is borrowed from Smash 4 already, I highly doubt they changed the convention they've stuck with since 2008. Smash Bros. Almost never uses the excessive romanizations of Japanese which this leak claims to. They use simplified versions, which are generally more in line with how people would tend to translate them. As an example, Kirby is commonly written as Kabi in Japan, but is generally known and referred to as Kirby in every region. To add some more information from the perspective of somebody who's dived into both Brawl and Smash 4's files rather extensively, Dark Samus and K. Rool are consistently referred to as Dark Samus and King K. Rool, for their appearances as trophies, and as an assist in Dark Samus's case. And getting Kururu out of K. Rool is just flat out incorrect, no matter what sort of romanization you're applying. On top of that glaring issue, this leak also has more unrelated inconsistencies and problems. Why is Richter in the code of the demo but not Simon? I'm sure some people will defend it by claiming they wanted to avoid spoilers via data mining, but in that case, none of the unannounced characters would even be present in the code. Hell, if that were the case, none of the announced fighters who aren't playable in the demo would be in the code, since demos generally don't include the entirety of the game's content, specifically to avoid situations like this. Playable characters are never labeled with numbers in their name, not even clones. You won't see Dark Pit referenced internally as Pit 2, he'd be Pit B, and is referred to as such in Smash 4. If there was a second Mario playable in the game, whether metal, paper, or green, he'd be referred to as Metal Mario, Paper Mario, or Green Mario. In fact, I'm pretty sure the only files with numbers in their file names relating to actual characters are a handful of trophies, such as Ridley's forms in Other M, the adolescent stage is called Ridley 2, the Town and City trophy, Sumamura 2, and the Digger Machine from Other M, which has its numbers in its name, RB176. CEO employees generally don't know the first thing about hacking Switch games and reading their assets, let alone for a privately released demo where they could receive potential legal repercussions if they leaked said assets. Gothitelle is the absolute most utterly laughable character I've seen implicated to be playable by any leak I've ever seen, and that includes people who say Goku, Shrek, Pink Gold Peach, and Boshi from Mario RPG will be playable. So, to go over the main points of this explanation, the character files used for Dark Samus and King K. Rool do not match up with the names of their character files from previous games, with Dark Samus being especially notable due to having been a prominent assist trophy in the last game, whose files could have been transferred over along with other Smash 4 assets. There would be no reason to change the name. The other big hit that, in my eyes, disproves this leak is the fact that playable characters have never been labeled with numbers in their name in the past, including clones. Dark Pit was Pit B in Smash 4, so why would Ultimate suddenly have a Mario 2? And if Mario 2 is a placeholder title, it brings up the Richter issue in that if they were willing to show off Richter and Gardevoir in the code, what would be the point of having a placeholder title for Mario 2? And keeping on the point of Richter, why bother hiding Simon when Richter shows that Castlevania is getting representation, which is just as big a spoiler as Simon himself? With the only known files relating to characters with numbers in their titles being trophies, I'd say this is a hard deconfirmation for this leak. And to ensure that Crash and Cortex was legit, I did some research on his other posts. He has also been active within the Pokemon games as far as data mining as well, and I'll leave a link to some of his other data mine comments as well in the description below. In other words, he is a legitimate data miner and thus is telling the truth. Anyone who has data mined Smash 4 or Smash Brawl, if any of you watch this video, let me know in a comment whether this information is correct, as my research points towards it being the case, but I'd like another opinion if possible. Anyway, with that, I think this leak can be proven as debunked. I hope this video and the facts shown are proof enough that this leak is false and is not worth your time. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you're interested in more Super Smash Bros. Or Nintendo gaming in general, please consider leaving a like, leaving a comment, or subscribing to the channel. Every subscription helps, and my goal is to grow this channel and create an awesome community, so please consider hitting that subscribe button if you enjoyed what you saw. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye! Hey there guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreons. You can see them all down below, right underneath my face. They are awesome, they help me keep my channel going each and every month, and if you guys are interested in becoming a patron yourself, there is a link that should appear somewhere to my right that hopefully can take you to the Patreon site where you can help out if you're interested. I also have a Discord down below that you can check in the description, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.